Taking the team onto the field, your host, Billy J. Smith. Forming the front row, Kerrod Walters and Tony Durkin. Coming into the backs, Michael O'Connor and B105's Donna Lynch. At fullback, Gary Belcher. Completing the team for tonight's show, also welcome funny man Johnny Garfield. One of the toughest men ever to don an Australian Rugby League jumper, he's tough, Johnny Sattler. And Rupert McCall. From the Brisbane Broncos premiership winning side, Terry Madison. And Julian O'Neill. Special guests tonight include Brisbane Bears captain Roger Merritt and Australian International Wallaby centre Tim Horan. What a lineup, what a show we've got for you, and this is live. Here to kick off the footy show, please welcome your host, Billy J. Smith.
That's the one. Thank you very much, and a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first footy show for the year. We've got the biggest cast I think that Brisbane has ever seen. Throw the audience in. I don't think there's anyone at home to watch it, but anyway, we'll go full belt. As you can see, we've got panels going everywhere, things happening everywhere. I would like to welcome two of our special guests tonight. What we do on the show each week, we'll be having various sporting people. Tonight we're going to the Brisbane Bears, Roger Merritt's over the back there, and Timmy Horan, the Wallaby centre. Would you please give them a particular welcome in tonight? You're probably wondering what we're going to fill in the next hour or so with. Well, this is what's happening, folks. We're going to look back to last week, the final of the Challenge Cup, when the Broncos were beaten by Canberra. Kevy, Maddo, Julian. We'll get round to that a little bit later. We'll also be looking tomorrow night, the opening of the season, the Winfield Cup. The Broncos are playing Parramatta at ANZ Stadium. Our controversy corner is here, and this week we'll be looking at head-high tackles, and also the salary cap should be pretty interesting. It's affecting a lot of players around the place, isn't it, Gary?
It certainly is.
Also, of course, we have our resident poet, Rupert McCall, also coming up on the show. We will be getting down to business with Mr. John Sattler, one of the greats of rugby league. Steve Haddon will be there with him, and they'll be going back to the halcyon days of the Rabbitohs. So it's all happening here. I'll get over here and have a look at the blokes. How are your blokes going over there,
terrific,
Johnny?
Mate. You must be dry after all that talking, but we're all right. We're in a bar.
It's not a bad one either. You've got them all under control over there?
They're all under control, Roger and yes, and Timmy, but your blokes are. I'm glad we've got schnoz on this show. Fair dinkum. No, you leave me alone every week now.
I reckon you've got me by an inch.
By an inch?
Easy.
You and I back to back, we'd look like a pickaxe.
One thing I must say here is Gary, Canberra have really gone well since you left. I don't know what's happened.
Pure coincidence. I think Kenny Nagus learned a few things last year. He was in second grade, mate. Yeah,
all right. And what about Manly? They've obviously haven't got over you. You left a couple of years ago, Mick, but they still haven't got over it.
Yeah, so I've left a big void there at the club, but I mean, they've got a youth policy, and I clearly didn't fit into it.
Now, can we get out of business? We've got to talk about last week. Kevy, you had an absolute shocker. I've got to be honest about it.
Yeah, it was a terrible game on my behalf, although...
So that's why you got that funny haircut so people won't recognise.
Be honest, give yourself a real pay, come on.
Mate,
why did you give that intercept? Why did you drop the ball?
Things just didn't go my way. I mean, you know, some days they work for you and some days they don't, but Julian actually wasn't in the spot where he was supposed to be, and Blake ended up scoring a 90-metre try, so we'll have a word to Julian.
It was the forwards that went all right. I mean, what's happened to the backs this year?
Well... you might as well ask Gary with that. Gary came up from Canberra at the end of last year to help us with our skills and whatever, but they've gone right out the back door.
It's not paying off, is it?
You must be only teaching the forwards, eh? You forgot about the back.
Yeah, the only real difference, apart from the Gilly leaving the club, was the fact that I joined and skills coach of the backs, and we're struggling. It's only early.
In a big way.
Remember you fellas though about Kevy. I mean, it's only, 2 months ago when he spearheaded the Broncos to that grand final win. Surely he's entitled to one bad.
And then you go back a couple of months before that and he was sitting on the line in State of Origin. Well, we've got to get a balanced view of things here.
At least I was sitting on the line, unlike our mate over there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay, what do you think, Don? I know you're going for You're a mad Canberra.
Well, I was a Canberra.
Pretty excited on the weekend. I know you don't get excited very often.
I was very excited, but I am a Broncos supporter.
Heavy breathing, was there, when you were that excited?
I think so.
Really?
Yes, I think so.
It's been a big year already for you. We're only into March. Fantastic. All right, folks, as I mentioned on the show, we also have plenty of entertainment coming up. Here's a young lady. Record companies have been chasing her everywhere, and guys are chasing her like crazy. I'm not surprised. She's a great act, and I know you're going to enjoy the talents tonight of Kylie Mead as she sings specially for you, Mr. Garfield.
Me?
Oh, what a night. Oh, what
a night, yeah.
Would you please welcome Kylie Mead? coaching ranks, Johnny Lang and also, of course, Wayne Pearce here. Who do you think they'll go?
No good. I really don't think that he's got...
Who's Junior? You're only dirty at him because he's got a normal face.
Well, I'll tell you what, that camera angle wasn't too kind to him. He hasn't got a real, real flash heater himself.
Don't have any mirrors at home, eh?
Well, I do, actually. But
it's not side on.
No, I think either of those sides, Balmain are the side that can improve next year because they showed a lot of ill discipline this year under Coach Alan Jones. And did I get that out all right?
It was good. He had half a cornet, so they got a kick in them.
Billy, I think Junior would need a bit more experience. He hasn't coached anyone.
Well, that's what most people say, but then he's got a few other backup staff. They're hoping that will fill that void.
I agree with Snoz. I reckon he's going to really struggle.
I don't think he's going to go well, actually, because he was a disciplined player himself, and just from a few of the players I've been speaking to, they've got a lot of respect for him. And, at the moment, although they didn't do too well in the challenge, they've still got,
He's got a good...
loyalty at Balmain, which will get them all.
That's garbage. It's money.
Wins plenty of games.
To get in there and fight for it.
It's your match payments nowadays, Donna, not loyalty.
That's the trouble now. It's not sport anymore.
Oh, of course it is.
It's a business, that's why. But talking about a business, what a business decision Cronulla made to get rid of Arthur Beetson. I mean, I thought Arthur last year, with the side he had, probably was the coach of the year, Arthur Beetson. Yet they're throwing him to the wolves. Johnny Lang, inexperienced in that situation, in that the strength of that premiership. What happens to Arthur Beetson now?
Well, he wanted a new contract at Cronulla apparently, and part of it was they had to feed him every week.
Oh, turn it up. Durko, I'll let you settle down. You're getting a bit toey in the corner there. You're a bit dirty because you're right on the end of something.
What do you do? Coach of the year.
Sorry?
Coach of the year.
I'm saying coach of the year for the talent that he had, for the players that he had.
That's a different award, is it?
Yeah, that's a different award. That's the one.
Right, okay, that's enough. I've had enough. I think we've
But what will happen to Arthur now?
Quiet, Durko, please. I've got work.
Are they going to put him into pies or not?
I don't know. It could be any steamroller for the council. All happening here. All right, now Linda was down there. I wonder what's happening to Linda down at Broncos headquarters. Linda, have you found anyone in there?
Yes, I have, Billy. They're just back from their 30k run, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
I saw them coming in the door as we got inside. So, as promised, we're here with Chris Johns and Kelvin Giles.
Which one's Kelvin?
Right behind me here. Yeah. And the boys are all right into it, but first of all, I'll ask Kelvin. Bit of a disappointment with the start to the season. A few of them have porked out a little, can we say? Who's the worst?
Well, we'll never name the players. They know who they are, who are not fit and have overeaten and have drunk too much. They know who they are, and there's probably one looking at this right now, right down the other end of the camera. But that's behind us.
He's right on here, Kevin.
That's behind us now, and it's
obviously a little disappointing that loss to Canberra in the final there. Be looking forward to a better game against Parramatta.
Well, we've now left that silly four-quarter football, and now it's time for the real stuff where we can show our strength over 80 minutes, and we expect the guys now to start focusing on the real football.
Kevy's already admitted to the panel, I think, that he's had a shocker. Anybody else you think put their hands up?
No, they're quite quiet about who's done all the wrong things. Kevy's a brave man. He's always been a brave man to let everybody know that he's had a shocker, and we all know that Kevy had a shocker. But he's a true professional, Kevy. He came back like a huge, great balloon, but he's got a lot thinner, have you noticed?
You look
his
sick,
width
Kelvin.
has improved enormously, and his football is going to improve in the next few days.
As a matter of fact, we better not, Billy, let Kevy distribute any of those cornettos to the audience. He might steal.
Yeah, I think half the box will staying over here.
All right, and Chris, you'd obviously be fairly happy about the start of the season. A bit disappointing that game against Canberra.
Yeah, it was disappointing, the Canberra game, but like Kelvin said, it's good to get out of that four-quarter football and up against Parramatta this Friday. As everyone knows, we had a bad start to the season last year.
Straight over top of Moanina.
Like I say, we were very disappointed losing that first game at Parramatta at ANZ Stadium last year, so we got a little bit more incentive there, and we don't want to let the fans down this time.
Kelvin's been his usual gentle self with the pre-season training, has he?
Oh, it's been shocking, actually. I think about retiring a couple of years early. He puts it on again next year.
It's a very good idea you retire now, John. Yeah,
I'm sure there's ample questions ready to flow from the panel up there.
Well, Linda, I was just saying up here that Johnsy looks very fit for someone who's just come back from a 30-kilometre run. He hasn't raised a sweat.
How do you go against Big Mel?
Those abdominal muscles there, I reckon. You can do a bit of work there.
Might escape here.
You're on your own, Linda.
Ask a question.
I've got a question for Johnsy, actually.
Yeah, no, I think Billy's keen with a question.
No, it's not Johnsy. I've got a question for you. Were you, in fact, under instruction from Coach Wayne Bennett against Canberra not to tackle?
Thanks a lot, Mick. Why don't you pull the jersey? You retired a couple of years ago. You can do it. Why don't you get out there and do it?
Oh, that's not a very good comeback, Johnsy. I thought you were better than that.
Johnsy, it's Kevy here, mate. How you going?
Good, thanks, mate.
Have you lost a couple of yards over the last 6 months or not?
Oh, what's this bagging section or what?
It's all the bad service you've been getting from your 5'8", isn't
Why
it?
wouldn't I lose some pace with the balls I've been getting off you?
Right,
Can I ask Kelvin a question?
I think, Kevy, that you maybe need to get back down here, perhaps.
Alf's here too, isn't
Yes,
he?
Alfie couldn't be with us tonight, but he left a photo for us to look at.
Signed too.
So,
Sure that wasn't in your wallet, Linda?
sorry? Yeah, well, I'm trying to make a space for it, but it could be difficult.
Kelvin,
I might...
Gary Belcher, how you
Hello,
going?
Badge, how are you?
Good. Listen, there's a rumour going around that the player, you don't have to say who it is, who won the $20,000 on the grand final last year, that he lost the whole lot in the Challenge Cup final the other night. He backed the Broncos. Is that true?
Well, it is true. I think if you look around this room now, you just look in the eyes of every player, you'll be able to work out exactly who he was. He wasn't Alfie.
Johnsy, are you going to declare that 20 grand?
What's that, mate?
Are you going to declare that?
What 20 grand? Mick, I thought we were supposed to be mates. You're just a big giver.
The whistleblower, they call me.
All right, but obviously that's been a runaway bestseller down there, Linda. I think we'll leave you with it. And,
Yeah, well,
we'll...
I think I might go and start working on those abdominals now, and I'll let you guys get back to it.
You go working on whatever you
Thanks,
like,
Bill.
my young lady. You go for your life. You'll have a lot of
They
old
also
aging
need
flesh
it,
with
so-
Kelvin there.
I disagree with them, of course.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. Bye-bye. See you
All right,
later.
we'll
We've had
talk
enough
to
of
you a bit
that.
later on.
Give
Exactly.
Willie a big kiss for me, won't you?
What?
Give Willie a big kiss for me.
Oh, Donna wants a big kiss.
Oh, I bet Willie won't mind
Can
this.
I watch?
Give you a big kiss.
She can do that if she
You can
wants.
throw one to it.
Well, go on. Give him the kiss.
Sorry, Donna, no takers.
Oh,
Actually, he knows that Donna's got a kiss on like a Abbey puppy.
Billy!
He's keen on a bit more, I think, Donna.
Bye, Willie.
Oh, see ya. Turn it up. All right, we might have a break. Controversy Corner is just around the corner. We're over to the locker room. Head high tackles, a salary cap. We'll be going all through it. Other side of this break here.